they play with more force. I thought Vlad was extremely physical in the paint, which opens up something unique for us. And we settled in and found the right rotations in the second. I thought that Brandon Laurie had a lot of great energy and enthusiasm to the game. And, it was a heck of a college basketball game. I wish we had 5 more minutes.
How did you feel playing the national TV on ESPN against an upstart opponent like USF? I mean, they came into this game with a 10-game winning streak, so you were playing a hot team on national TV. This is really great for the conference and home for both teams.
And this game is great for college basketball, great for our league, this Florida. But as far as who we're playing, I think we've been on national television 12 to 15 times already this year. And so that's not it. I just think this is going to end up being a really healthy rivalry. I have a lot of respect for their program, their players, their staff. This is just a heck of a college basketball game. I wish we could have this one in Boca this year. I'm sure next year it'll be a home and home. But credit South Florida. The crowd was great. The environment was awesome for our game and our sport and our league and our university. So I wish we could have came out on the other side of the winning and losing side. But proud of our effort, especially in the second half.
Hey, Dustin, what was the mood like in the halftime locker room? And then can you just talk a little bit of when you found out about the flagrant foul and start the second half, and that part of the strategy, knowing you're going to have to deal with that going into the second half?
Yeah, we assumed that's what was going to happen. We were hoping the game would get loosened up a little bit. The presses and their zones, they're throwing different looks every possession. And if it allows you to be stagnant, if you're trying to call organized offense, you can get bogged down. And so we made a point of emphasis to simply attack. That it's just smoke pressure anyway. And so I thought we got to the right spots. We got to the middle of the floor. We were able to duck Vlad in a little bit deeper. And situations where they weren't as organized defensively in the first half, I thought they held their ground well on him and kept his catches away from the paint. And he played, like I said, a lot more physicality. So I got deeper. And I thought that led to some different things for us.
Coach, in that final possession before the first attack, when Zone got a turnover off that or missed shot, and you were switching everything, which seems like they were trying to take advantage of those switches. Was there anything that you felt like you could have done to kind of stop their shots from falling, or was it just luck of the draw for them?
There was no luck involved. I mean, I thought Miguel was going off the bounce at 25 feet. I thought we moved up into a space and forced him to drive it, and he punished us in the paint late in the game. But I thought Youngblood shots, we had a couple of scouting report blunders that teams know how to attack switching, and we know how they're going to try to attack us, and so it comes down to execution. But his ability to sit down in space at about 25 feet is really, really unique, and you could talk about it and you could show it, but until you realize how deep he shoots, and that's, there's a reason he is what he is, as efficient as he is, and mature, and guys like that have an imprint on teams, and man, he's a special basketball player. He's a winner.
Kelsey, let's talk about the bigger goal in the second half. The second half seemed to really ignite. It was really into it, drawing fouls and all the energy. Obviously, did your team feed off of what he was on? You guys were down by a lot, and all of a sudden you guys kept hanging around.
Yeah, I don't know if he fed off them, who fed off who, but we found, like I said, he found I thought the first 10 or 15 games of this season, he scored really, really well before the catch. And for some reason, it'd be down with its physicality of the game, but he's gradually moved away from the basket, and hasn't been nearly as effective. So for a half, it was really nice to see him back dominating around the hoop using his gifts, and our guys were certainly confident getting him the ball.
What was the biggest thing the South had to do to defensively to stop getting as many 3-pointers?
They stayed at home on shooters. We didn't adjust. We were trying to attack a little bit too much on the first side. Our first side versus second, third side numbers, we could get the defense out of the shell and a little bit disorganized. But I thought we were trying to attack too early, and they did. When we drove, they stayed at home on shooters. Like I said, we tried to go inside the flat early, and they were able to push him off of his spots and knock the ball loose. So that was our game plan going into it. We had to adjust on the fly. But more importantly, when we're not making shots and we're not able to get deep, we have to defend and rebound better. And South Florida was physical on the glass. They were quick to the ball. And, like I said, they deserve to win.
Coach, you guys interacted there in the second, late in the second half. It seemed to be working well. Is that something you guys look to develop and use more maybe come March, or is that just a late game type of thing?
It's situational. They wanted to shorten the game, and we wanted to lengthen the game, so we were fine giving up some easy baskets. When we're at our best, we trust our half-court defense a lot more than we have lately. And that's something that, we've got to, going down this stretch, we're going to have to defend much, much better, especially on the ball. They were able to size us up and take us one-on-one for a lot of the game, and our team defense. But like I said, when they bang in threes like they did, you have a tendency to get stretched out, and those driving lanes get bigger. And so there's a lot of pivotal moments in a game that changes how the flow and the complexion of it. And that's how the ball bounces. But, we did a lot of things that we're proud of as well.
Look, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. We know that. That's two teams that deserve to be playing in March, correct? It's one of those things where we're evaluated over 6 months. And if you don't start off well, and South Florida didn't start off well, so now their metrics are not good because of how they were in November with the new team, new staff, new rotation. Everything is different. And so you have the same university and basketball team with a completely different aura, and so they're being penalized, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, they're being penalized for November, and we're being rewarded for November. So however the game's played, whatever the rules are, as long as the goalpost isn't moving, we all know what it is, and we have to adjust and adapt. But are they one of the top 65 teams in college basketball today? It'd be hard to find too many people that say that they aren't. Now, were they a top 65 team in November? I don't think you find anyone that says that they were. So I hope that answers your question.
Justin, overall, is the conference worthy of 2 bids with Charlotte, with SMU, with USF? Is the conference worthy of 2?
We have multiple teams that are the top 65 teams in the country, in my opinion. We have to win more games in the preseason. We all have a responsibility. And when you have these really good teams, and part of it's the portal and the new teams and all that, there's a lot of changing in the guard. And so when we don't win our games in the pre-conference, then our metrics, it's hard to get quality wins. The league did a great job of trying to find a solution with pairing who they thought would be the top 7 and the bottom 7 or whatever the case. Well, that's out the window. With all these new teams, if you can predict a conference poll 1 through 14, then you probably are some distant relative of Nostradamus.
2 Zoom questions.
Yeah, that's it. You saw it. South Florida.
Jim or Richard?
Come back to
Richard, are you talking, Coach? Were you at the last possession when Nelly got off his shot? Were you from the bench looking for 2 or 3?
We're just going to get a quick 2.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, good. I'm sorry. Anyways, let's talk about the USF coach. First time I had a chance to see him. What are your thoughts about what they have compared to where they were? This guy came from Kennesaw State, and he walked in here and just put his footprint on this program right away, just like you have with FAU. I mean, this program, it looks like they have a lot of good things to look forward to.
They do. Amir and I worked together at Murray State. He was a GA, and I was a young assistant coach, and we had a great staff that was very connected, and we're all still very close to this day. I'm not surprised. I was home for Christmas break last year in Indiana, and I went to the Kennesaw game versus IU on the 23rd. And we watch all of our friends on the computer and TV, and watching them play, you could see what a special group they had as far as the connection between the coaches, the players, everyone throughout the program. Am I surprised? Absolutely not. He brought those guys from Kennesaw State came with him. Seth Miguel, if anyone's recruited in the state of Florida, we know how good he is. Corey Walker, we offered him at Florida. And so the culture piece is really, really special right now. You can tell they've made it through whatever it was early in the season that kept them from being their best. It could have been injuries, who knows. But yes, when you watch them play and the unselfishness they play with and the care and joy they have for each other, they have something very, very unique. And that can be gone in a day. That's the difficult part. Just because you have it doesn't mean you're going to continue to have it. And they've been able to have it for an extended period of time. 11 or 12 games in a row now? So several weeks they've been able to sustain that level of unselfishness and effort, and it's a tribute to everyone in the program.
2 more questions.
Coach, with dropping Charlotte, dropping USF, top 2 in the conference, is there sort of any sense of urgency to the team to win out in the conference?
there's a sense of urgency to have a great practice on Tuesday and prepare for a very well coached, tough, veteran SMU team that will play at home on Thursday.
Thank you.
Co-
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was all.